Hello, everyone, and welcome back to something which I think is super duper awesome. Before me, at long last, after waiting several weeks for this to actually, come out and ship, I finally have Dr. Collector's new Back to the Future Gray's Sports Almanac prop replica. Of course, seen so famously in Back to the Future Part 2. And all of my life, I've wanted something like this, going all the way back to, the early 90s as a kid, when my parents took me to Universal Studios Hollywood, or actually when I went on a class field trip, back in Catholic school, and Back to the Future, the ride was in full swing. They had a gift shop there, and I remember they had a sports almanac sort of replica, but inside it was blank pages, just a notebook. And I wanted that, and I never did get that. Of course, a couple of years later, many years later, I got notebook versions of the almanac, blank pages, and some bootleg copy version that I got on eBay many, many years ago. But I always wanted something that was life-size and official, and finally it is here. And I can't wait to kind of open it up and share with you what's inside of this thing. It comes in what looks to be gorgeous packaging that showcases the almanac inside there. And based on what's on the cover of this, you can see that it contains real sports scores from 1950 to 2000. And of course, the blast from the past, receipt, and bag is included from the movie, which is even more awesome. And of course, you can see the official Universal Studios or Universal's licensed product seal there, so you know it is legit, and Dr. Collector's logo down at the bottom. Now, I want to point out, this is my first collectible from Dr. Collector. I know they have released other Back to the Future things, maybe a couple of Jurassic Park things and other things like that, which is really cool. And but seeing this on backtothefuture.com's gift store really brought my attention to it. And at one point, I had the page open for weeks. And when I finally decided I wanted to order it, it was, of course, out of stock. Long story short, I got it through Big Bad Toy Store. And so here it is. Anyway, so let's take a look. Gorgeous artwork. It says prop replica, Back to the Future, Dr. Collector, Sports Almanac. And on the back, it basically repeats what I've just mentioned as far as what it contains. So this is some really gorgeous looking packaging. And of course, it opens up and you get more of a minor view there, but still looks cool. And let's open this thing up. All right, folks, and here it is. Wow. Here is the Gray's Sports Almanac. You see this book? This book tells the future. There it is, the almanac in my hand. Now, in the movie, I can't remember if it was this thick, but it is cool. To me, it was more like a magazine in the movie, at least the way they folded it up and carried it around. But then in other scenes, like when old Biff threw it in the back seat of his younger self's car, it kind of looked like this. So looks pretty cool. And you open it up. Oh man, they included a dust jacket. I was hoping they would do that. That is so awesome. Oh, that is cool. The only thing I probably would have done differently is include the ooh la la thing in there as well, because that's probably one of the biggest jokes of the movie, but still awesome. And it says Sports Almanac, complete sports statistics from 1950 to 2000. And just briefly skimming through here, it really does have everything. It's a complete real sports almanac covering everything from those decades, from A to Z. I'm not a real big sports aficionado, but this is really cool. And of course, the back has all the copyright information that you would expect to find in something like this. So yeah, this is really awesome. The fact that it comes with a dust jacket is just the icing on the cake. I do see the logos down there. That is almost a slight bummer because I feel that it takes away from the whole thing. Of course, it's a prop replica, but it would have been nice if this was something that might have been maybe inside. Like, it's already here, so I guess it doesn't need to be there. But it's definitely cool to actually see it. It doesn't weigh a whole lot. It's kind of, you know, cool. And of course, one of the other things included was the blast from the past holographic looking bag, as you see in the movie, and the Almanac can and will slide in there like so. Look at that. And of course, it comes with the receipt. That's very translucent. Blast from the past, Almanac, Gray Sports Almanac. Got your barcode and some other stuff there. Very cool. And for good fun, you can slide that in your bag as well. And that's the packaging that, of course, seen earlier. And a very nice bonus is that it has the artwork on the back. Now this should have been the back of the box, I think, but anyway, definitely keep the artwork, the box, because it makes like a good display piece if you don't have a stand. But it looks awesome like this. It will run you back about $25, give or take, depending on where you got it or how you got it. I think, no, I'm wrong. It was actually more like $22. After shipping, it was more like 25-ish. It's definitely something that any Back to the Future fan should get their hands on. These things seem to have disappeared as far as stock-wise. So I'm very, very grateful and happy to have it. And it is super awesome to finally have a legit Back to the Future 2 Gray Sports Almanac. And just to sort of compare, I will grab my couple of bootleg ones. All right, on the left, you can see Dr. Collector's Gray Sports Almanac. And on the right is the bootleg copy that I got on eBay many years ago. You can see the size is significantly smaller by almost an inch or a little less than an inch. And the coloring is a little bit different. In the film, it was more of the silver, whereas on the bootleg, it's more gray. The bootleg that I got also came with a dust jacket, which was cool. And it has the sports statistics in there. But the format of the actual book is definitely a lot different. On the back, unlike the official version, you don't see any Universal, Amblin, or Dr. Collector licensing information. And you can definitely see the size difference. And the bootleg that I got years ago came with a receipt that was a little bit more flimsy. And this one is definitely more sturdy. And you can definitely see the size difference from there. And this one with the imagery being more prominent. So yeah, this is the first time, as far as I know, that any sports almanac has been released officially. And they definitely did a good job. Again, my only gripe is about the copyright information on the back, and I'm not entirely sure that the book itself was this thick. I could be wrong, and we never really kind of sort of saw it up close. And then you remember in actually the movie when he takes the book and stuffs it in the trash can to burn it in order to reset the timeline back to the way it was. It's sort of like squeezed in that can, almost like a magazine, or a little bit, a little bit thinner, like a magazine type. And if I were to, say, stuff this in a trash can, in a small trash can, it would not kind of crinkle up in that same fashion. So yeah, that's the Dr. Collector. Back to the Future Part 2, Gray's Sports Almanac Prop Replica, featuring real sports scores from 1950 to 2000. If you have any questions about it, please drop me a line down below and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions about it. And you can probably find it on backtothefuture.com, Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, and I'm sure there are other places that you may or may not find it. Okay, guys, until next time, take care of yourselves, and always remember, the future is what you make it.